A lot of high achieving women think they have a productivity problem, but what if the real issue is something much deeper? What if the real reason it feels harder to think clearly, harder to focus, harder to follow through isn't because you become lazy, distracted, or less disciplined? What if your internal capacity changed? Because I've noticed something even within myself and working with other professional women that the women who carry the most responsibility often look successful from the outside, but internally they are exhausted, and not just physically exhausted, mentally exhausted, emotionally overloaded, trying to keep performing at a high level while silently feeling unlike themselves. I went through that myself. And so now here's what's interesting. Most women don't notice it at first. They just think, I need to push harder. I need to get more organized. I need to manage my time better. But over time, their thinking slows down, their patience gets shorter, and the simple things that start to feel heavier than they should, and they've never felt heavier before. There are things they just can get out of the way in their performance, and it is a no-brainer for them. However, eventually their productivity drops. Now, not because they stopped caring or they lost their skills, no, but because their capacity has been impacted. That part that nobody talks about, the ability to think clearly, regulate under pressure, and execute consistently. Now, this can become strained after carrying too much for too long. And when that happens, working harder usually makes it worse. So, one thing I had to learn personally is this: you can be high functioning and still internally struggling. You can still show up, still perform, still make money, and not feel like yourself. Isn't that interesting? That's why I wanted to go live today, not to overwhelm you with the information, just to give you a little bit of overview to see if you see yourself in this, because awareness is the number one concept that will help you to get on the road to capacity repair. Now, to help you recognize what may actually be happening beneath your productivity, I'm going to start talking about this more often. So, you want to lock into my channel, comment, let me know what you're interested in learning concerning your bandwidth, your capacity, burnout, because it's not just enough to know that something is off and do nothing about it. What you want to do is you want to start repairing your capacity. And that's what I specialize in. I've been working with women for over 30 years. I personally burnt out myself, and it took me 7 to 8 years to recover. So I want you to speed up, right? I want you to speed your recovery. I want you to come into the front of the line so you won't have to suffer anymore, because suffering is what causes the nervous system to break down even further. All right. So awareness changes things. And if this resonates with you, DM me reset. No matter what social media platform you're on, DM me reset so that we can start helping you to understand how to move forward, how to be more productive, how to perform better within the framework that you want to perform, how to boost your revenue, how to boost your milestones. And I particularly work with high achieving professional women who are leaders, who are founders, who are C suite and above executives. All right, so I just want to pop in really quick I'm going to pop back in also later today as well as tomorrow. And I'm really going to start teaching very specifically the nuances of what the overview discussed today. And this overview was more so about you understanding why is high achieving women no longer performing the same, and what's hidden behind that. And so, with that being stated, we are going to understand how we're losing productivity, and we're going to understand how we can regain productivity. In the most clear form that I can say is how you can feel like yourself again. All right, until next time, make sure that you subscribe and like and share this overview with people who you know are suffering in their thinking, their decision making, their productivity. Until next time, take care.